Carolyn Key with Soccer 605. We're talking with Tom Hilsendiger about the refereeing side of the South Dakota 2011 State High School Soccer Tournament. How is today's events going on for you guys?
It was good. It was very exciting.
Okay, last night I asked you about the red and yellow cards. How many cards do we have today? Any count?
Yellow cards, I would say we were in the 30s. Red cards, I believe we had 3 players that were sent off today.
Yeah, a little more intense competition.
Yeah, the intensity level raises and things get a little more exciting and players play a little harder, and that's the things that happen.
And I've been talking with some of the referees, and we've been talking a little bit about the level of play, and they seem to say that the level of play continues to rise each year.
The level of play definitely rises, and the intensity rises. It even rises from day to day. Yesterday the intensity is there, and then of course as the games progress, it gets hotter and hotter, and the fans get more excited, and the players get more intense, and the referees enjoy it. And
as far as I know, there hasn't been a single coach toss this year, has there?
No, there hasn't yet. That's a good thing.
Oh, well, knock on wood here. So tomorrow with the championship matches, I suppose you're looking at your assignments and who's going to be doing what. What do we have in terms of qualifications for referees for those events?
Well, when I do the assignments for that, the assignments are already actually done. I do all the assignments pre-tournament, but of course those assignments are subject to change. We don't know who's going to be in the final, and we have to go through and review them and make sure that there's not going to be any conflicts of interest. We don't want somebody doing their hometown team. And so even though assignments are set, they're subject to change. I'll review them tonight, and if I have to make any changes, I will.
That's great. And I also talked to quite a few assessors. You have a lot of assessors here. We talked briefly about that yesterday. Can you tell us what the assessment process is and what's happening here at the state tournament for the referees?
Well, what's happening to the assessors is we have a bunch of them here, and they're trying to assess every game, which means every referee during the game, an assessor is watching him. That's somebody that watches him, assesses his or her performance, and then gives feedback after the match. A lot of it is just developmental. They're just giving pointers, just trying to make them better referees. And so we have a large presence of assessors here, and it's a good thing.
Well, that's great. When we talked about fouls earlier, are there any persistent or consistent fouls that we're seeing that are pretty common that we can get the word out to coaches to talk to their players about?
Well, some of that is coached because a lot of it is tactical fouls. I mean, you're seeing a lot of teams that are learning what tactical fouls are and they use them to their advantage. A lot of grabbing and pulling. And so that's just something that referees have to learn how to adapt to taking care of that and stopping it before it becomes an issue. Don't just look at a foul for what it is. Look at it for where it is on the field and what the situation is and deal with a tactical foul. That's the big thing right now.
Yeah. And, having gone to some of the regional and national events, one of the things I've noticed with the referees there is that the higher the level the referees get, it seems like they're better able to talk the players down and keep them under control as the game goes on. What do you do about that to help referees, especially new referees, learn how to do that?
It's funny you mention that because that's been one of my things for a long time is the progression of referees is, referees when they start out, they don't give yellow and red cards because they're not confident. Then all of a sudden they get that confidence and here they come and boom, boom, boom. And then as referees really get good, they don't use the cards as much, and they'll talk players through things. And one of the things in our pre-tournament meeting that I spoke about to the referees was this isn't a contest to see how many players can get ejected from games. You throw a player out or you eject a player because you have to, not because the laws say that you can. And so I think that the really good referees can withhold from doing that and manage the game better. That's what makes them good.
Yeah, and I've also seen that not just the center referees talk to players, but even ARs along the line. And do you talk to them about that as well?
Yeah, that's one of the things USSF has come out with is that the AR should be talking to the players, come out on the field if they have to. The fourth officials will talk to the players, use a lot of management, just personal management, and try and eliminate a lot of things that happen just through verbal communication. And we tell them to do that.
That's great. Anything else that you want to add to what happened in the day that we missed, maybe?
I don't think you missed anything. Like I said, it's an exciting day. There were some great games, and tomorrow's going to be great.
There were a few upsets today, I think, that surprised everybody.
Yeah, and I have to think real hard to tell them to you, but there was definitely some exciting games and some outcomes that weren't expected, so it was great.
Well, and I'm sure that your referees have been reffing high school games around the state the last season, and they know a lot of these players and the teams, so they probably get to know who should probably be moving ahead and who isn't and what's happening there. Yeah,
and one of the things we like to do is try and match those referees up with teams they haven't seen. And they like that too because they get to see new people and the players get to see new referees and they enjoy it. They're fans just like everybody else is.
All right. Well, thanks, Tom, for your time. Look forward to a brief wrap-up after the championship games tomorrow.
No problem. Thank you very much.